Hello! This is extending what we did in class today. I think it's really cool. I hope you like it. Of course, we're talking about the Martingale betting system, which is really cool because it's wrong, and this demonstrates that. So what I have up here is I have just our initial conditions, and we've repeated this 100 times. So we go down to 101 here. The initial conditions for this one are the same as what we originally looked at in class, with $100 in the bank and a bet size of 1. And rather than looking at a graph of that, what I've done here is this is just how long it took for us to get into a negative balance. So this one took 30 bets before we ran out of money. The smallest here is 8 in this particular simulation here, but I've seen 7. I've seen several a couple times, which is actually the minimum possible. That means that you just lost 7 times in a row and didn't win any money at all. In any case, I'm going to go ahead and show you the code here. First off, if you want to play along at home, you can go to Tools and do this script editor thing. And what that will do is it will open up a window like this. It'll look a little bit like this, not exactly, because you won't have my code. Code is going to be in the doobly-doo down below. We actually don't need this. Let's get rid of that. This code will be in the doobly-doo below. You can copy and paste it into your own window, and you can go from there. So let's talk a little bit about this. We're not going to go into a lot of detail here. These 3 lines here with the asterisk and the /, these are comments. The computer ignores anything that's in between these 2 signs. So these are notes of me talking directly to you. So we can change our initial bank value to change the money that we start with. We can change our bet size to change the size of the bet. You don't want to change this number. The only number that you might want to change here is this one right here. We'll talk about why in a little bit here. Anyways, to run this isn't exactly very elegant or anything, but go ahead and select the Martingale function from this menu here, and then you can press the play button. Once you press that play button, go back to your spreadsheet. It'll ask you to start the simulation. Start it, and now there will be a short intermission. Welcome back from the intermission. Now it says done. We can press OK, and it will update the entire spreadsheet, and we can get a sense of how long it takes for the Martingale betting system to fail. There's our 7 here that I was talking about earlier. I don't know if this matters, but I think that it helps. Like if you highlight something like this, before you start running it, make sure that you click out, because the program is going to make some changes in those cells, and I don't know if it will bug out or not if you have a selection there. Anyways, let's go back and change some of the values. I'm going to change our initial bank from $100 to $1,000. Now we're still betting $1 for each trial here, but that is okay. Oops, we need to play it, and we'll start the simulation. And there will now be a medium-sized intermission. The medium-sized intermission has finished, and also our code. And we can go in here. Obviously, we are expecting some higher numbers here because we're starting with more money. Oh my gosh. What is 2 to the 10th? I want to know here. Yeah, 2 to the 10th is 1,024. I think this is the minimum number required sample. So we increased this by a factor of 10, which is really big. We increased our bank size by a factor of 10, but that only bought us a buffer zone initially of 3 more trials. We used to be able to eat 7 losses, well, 6 losses in a row. Now we can only eat 9. On the 10th loss, then we've lost all of our money. Here's 20,000. We could even increase this if we wanted to $1 million, like we did before. So this is 100,000. There's $1 million. Now, if you want to do this, if you want to do $1 million dollars as your initial bank, feel free to be my guest. You might want to change this to something other than 100. This tells us that we want 100 different numbers here. But I'm going to go ahead and do 100, and there will now be a very long intermission. Okay guys, welcome back. This is now 50 minutes later, just under 50 minutes later. I stopped this just a few minutes ago, and there has been one change on my spreadsheet from when we last looked at it, and it's this very first row. So in 50 minutes, we are able to do one simulation, starting with $1 million. And using $1 bets, which is pretty extreme. But you can see that after 2 million bets and our maximum bet size of just over $2 million, we finally ran out of money. And then I'm not sure, either one of two things is possible with the script. Either it kept going and it wasn't updating the spreadsheet, because I know when I do it with smaller bank sizes, it updates it all at once it's finished. That's one possibility. Another possibility is that this is just so extreme that the Martingale system wasn't failing like it inevitably would. We're talking about really large numbers here, a really large bank size relative to our bet size. So it's very unlikely that it happens. And yet, as our sample size goes to infinity, it is nearly inevitable that it does happen. Anyways, that's it. Again, play around with this if you want to. I'm going home. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.